From the studios of WFAN, this is Mike's on Francesa on the Fan on this Thursday, the 28th day of September, as the time goes flying by. Beautiful day again out there. I mean, beautiful. The September weather is great anyway, but just beautiful day, nice day, weekend coming up. As we are ready, believe it or not, get through the month of September, which is hard to I'm still trying to figure out where the summer went, and we now are ready to hit October. And with October will come the postseason. That starts Tuesday as we finish up the regular season. And the Yankees pretty much get ready for their one game against the Twins, although I know they still hold these hopes out of, a crazy finish. I wouldn't count on that. But Tuesday night, wild card, and get the postseason, which should be really good because of the fact that you have really some very good teams, and the Yankees back in, it'll be fun. So we're looking forward to that with October baseball, which is always very welcome around here. It used to be a staple. It's been a while now since it's been anything you could count on. So we have that. We get ready for Week 4 in the National Football League. Remember, the Yankees have a day game tomorrow. We'll be on afterwards. So we have our Football Friday curtailed. Some of our Football Friday stuff gets curtailed with it, but we'll squeeze in what we can tomorrow after the Yankee game against Toronto. The week begins tonight, obviously, in Green Bay, and it is a pivotal week for the Giants. And I think as it goes by, and that's what I took from yesterday, a very, very big time in a young head coach's career. I mean, this is a real crossroads for McAdoo. I don't think there's any question about it. This will really define what he winds up being, I think, because this season has become that. It has become very much something that is spiraling completely out of control, and he might feel off a first year where he had a playoff year, where he won 11 games, despite not winning in Green Bay, but got to the playoffs. He might feel very, very confident about himself, might feel very confident and secure about his position, but things can change radically, quickly in this league, and they can spiral out of control if things look like you have lost control. And right now, to me, he looks like a coach who's got to prove to everybody. And if he wants to pick fights with the media, fine, that doesn't matter. In this town, the media will gladly pick fights with anyone. That's not a big issue. But he has to prove, and don't think ownership doesn't watch, how he's going to handle his team. Remember, Beckham's the headline. The celebration penalties are the headline. But the underlying story is you have seen ineffective play. You have seen lack of any kind of consistency. You have seen dumb play. You have seen bad play in big moments. You have seen colossal mistakes. And you have seen 23 penalties in 3 games. And some of them backbreakers. Not to mention these celebration penalties. And Beckham came out of there yesterday and did nobody, not Mara, not his head coach, and not himself, any good by clearly maintaining his defiant position. He did not have any remorse after his meeting. That was very clear. All he is, I don't know what a penalty is in the end zone, and I'm sorry I got a penalty. Not that he did anything wrong, not that there was anything wrong with what he did, not that there was anything wrong, not that it was vulgar, none of that. Sorry, it's a penalty, and I'm not sure what a penalty is. I'm confused about what a penalty is, which is just more nonsense from a guy who loves to just dish out nonsense. And the coach, he can keep telling you, I'm going to accentuate the positive and I'm going to ignore this. And now he's got a plan. Okay, so now he's got a plan going forward. We got a plan for this stuff, folks. That's great. I'm glad you got a plan for it. You know, these plans aren't going to work real well unless things turn around in a hurry. And that starts with how you deal with players and whether or not this team starts to look like a disciplined football team and whether you can handle and put out these little fires. And the Beckham one was not handled Well, when he was not the head coach, before he became the head coach, by the previous head coach, by the previous coaching staff, by this administration, meaning ownership or general manager, and now by this head coach. It's been handled poorly all the way through. It has been an underlying theme, and it has gotten worse. And he has not gotten the message from day one. And clearly, at least what I take from yesterday, is he didn't get the message yesterday either. So I don't expect to see any change in him. And when the head coach tries to tell you, hey, you guys should pay attention to the plays and not worry about the other, it just shows you how much he is, how much he's got the wrong end of the rope, and he is trying desperately to get something back under control. Because those players in that room are not under control right now. You got Snacks, who was previously a good guy, not talking to the media, from what I understand. After a couple games, after one game, after last year, everybody lauded his play, absolutely just heralded this guy who came from nowhere to become a first-team All-Pro because of his brilliant play against the run. And this year, when that team led by him is not making tackles and is getting bulldozed, now he's not talking? What, is it the media's fault? Are they missing the tackles? Are the guys covering the team getting run over? Are they the ones who can't set an edge against the run? Are they the ones who are getting trampled right up the middle? It's their fault now? Once that starts, you got a team that is absolutely out of control. So you got guys not talking to the media after 3 games. You got a guy like Beckham. See, Beckham sets a tone and others jump in, and it is the wrong way to go. And this young coach hasn't figured that out yet. I know he thinks he's got all the answers, but he's going to find out in a hurry that he don't have any. They are on the brink. They are this close to having this year completely unravel. And I've seen it before. I've seen teams where you think, oh, this is going to be a good team, and this team never has a good day the entire season. And we've seen it before. I've seen it in multiple sports before. Seasons can unravel. Where you think you can get them back and get them back on the road, you can't. They've been driven so far off the road, you can't get them back on the road. The wheels won't spin anymore. And that can happen real quickly. And this Giant team is on the verge of that. Everything you hear, every bit of it, does not look like a team that is ready to do what it has to do. It has already dug itself a hole. But you know what? It's still digging the same hole. They haven't started to come out of the hole. They're still digging it deeper. And we'll find out Sunday if they're still digging it even deeper. Because soon, not even be able to see sunlight. That's how close they are. And they can get defiant. They can make it them against us. They can blame the media. They can blame the messenger. They can blame anybody they want. Look in the mirror. That's where the problem is.